Facebook is up. Twitch is still trying to get up real quick. YouTube will be up in 1 second. YouTube's up. Twitch got 10 more seconds.
Marching band horns.
Right. Promise a genius over there. He got it all going.
Yeah, we're all soundtrack together for us. Brad's whole video, intro, and everything. Bro has everything. Do it. Do. Dun.
Excellent. Everybody, how y'all doing?
Doing good.
What's free?
Doing good.
Part 5.
What's free?
Look, we're diving deep now. This started off as like a little thing, like something little, because we just want to talk about the Juneteenth special, the Juneteenth classic that we're doing, that we did. And then more people were like, hey, we need to keep talking about these social issues. We need to keep talking about what's happening in the black community. Week 5. Hey, Russ, go ahead and start it off, man. Go ahead and start it off, because I want you to really showcase what's happening, because you weren't here last week. And we were talking about the meeting.
I was going fishing last week. I'm happy to be back.
He went fishing last week.
What's free? What's free? That's the question. I think we still in search of those answers, man.
Definitely.
Every week has been, some different, a different collage of people from a lot of different places with just some really interesting perspectives. But I think this week, what we want to look at is we want to talk about information.
Definitely.
Right? I know you said on the flyer, your opinion is not optional. We just want to make sure that when people come with their opinions, these are informed opinions. And so where you get the information to form that informed opinion is important. And so we got some heavyweights in here, man. Dante Bland, he's been here before. That man, he brings it. He brings it. Always interesting to hear what he's going to say. We got the good brother Jay Wise, protect black women at all costs, for sure. Then we got the homie. I'm surprised. I didn't know he was going to be here, man. We got Big Pat.
What's going on?
Known him for some time now. That's my dude. As y'all can see, I'm pulling a page out of Minister Farrakhan's book. We out here live in the garden.
Okay. Right. I see. You got a gazebo going and everything.
So, they're going to bring me some water in a minute. I'm waiting. Fellas, just real quick, I know I said who you were, but just if you could, just start with Dante, introduce yourself, what you do, where you're from, why you're here, anything, you just let us know who you are.
Well, hello everybody, I'm Dante Bland. I own the marketing agency, mainly for the digital space. So we help out whether it's advertising, websites, graphic design, branding, you name it. But yeah, so I'm just here because I want to see my people empowered. I want to see us grow, and I just want to be able to add my inspiration or advice or experience, see if it helps out anybody.
What's up, brother Jay Wise?
Yeah, so I came originally from the music space. So I was a recording artist. I worked with several artists in that industry. Got a taste of the fakeness in the industry as well, and I kind of transitioned into being an active member in the community. So I just saw the destructive power of the arts, the media, and whatnot, and I wanted to kind of be more on the side of trying to build up the community instead of destroying it. So I work with a lot of several local members like Miles Mulrain and Antoine Clark. Those individuals, just trying to put in the work, on the streets and also in social media. So I'll be on the front lines, I'll be behind the lines. So I'm just here to lend my voice, So
we appreciate it, brother. And you just said something a second ago that I'm gonna slide right back to. I think that'll be a good place to start. Right after we hear from Coach Pat. What's good, brother?
What's going on, everybody? I'm Joshua Patrick. I guess I'll be representing for the sports sector. I am assistant strength and conditioning coach at North Carolina A&T State University. So I'm representing for the HBCUs, of course. As far as outside of my 9 to 5, if you call it that, I really don't have a job, I think, because I love what I do. But I started a nonprofit. It's called Beyond You, based on, it's basically directed to helping youth see beyond their environment. You know what I'm saying? We want them to be able to aim to do things out of the prototypical or the stereotypical, such as sports, music, and entertainment. You know what I'm saying? We're needing a lot of other sectors as well. So we just want to help them find their purpose, essentially. And then what else I got going? I got a podcast as well. It's called The Rise of the Real Podcast. And it's me and a couple other of my brothers. And we just talk about our upbringing and how ways that we can improve as far as young black men in our society. And we just want to uplift and empower as well.
No doubt. So obviously, this whole conversation, not that it's a new conversation, this has been, these dynamics have been around for years, but they've been sort of reignited with just this big sonic boom that has happened in this country that's got a lot of things popping off, big and small, and it's a lot to sort through. So, just right off the bat, I'm gonna start with Jay Wise. When you scrolling through socials and checking out the news or just wherever you get information from, as somebody that is actively in the field, as you said, front line, behind the line, what do you see as the most potentially destructive piece that's out there that maybe people are consuming, maybe they're buying into it, but it's actually knocking people off the path? Have you noticed anything that has that type of danger attached to it?
Yeah, and I think it's more complex. It's not just one thing. It's a multitude of things, that a culmination of things that kind of get people distracted and off the path. I think education is one of the biggest things. People aren't educated on, what it means to be Black. What did our ancestors have to go through, and what did they do to overcome and gain small wins? And like you said one key thing is that they're being consumers. Where are you consuming? Where are you using your dollars? Is it with Black businesses? Is it to support Black education? And I think love also plays a role. And I think there's an illusion of love. People thinking that love is that little tingling feeling in your stomach. You know what I mean? And everything will all be well. But I view love as an action, right? So you have to work at it. That's why I say things which people hate, and they hate me for it. I say things like, I can't love everybody because love requires work. And I only want to put work into, my community, those who share common goals, those who are within my culture, That's where I want to put my love amongst Black people. So that's where I put my work. So I'm not interested in loving everybody, just those who are committed to put in the work like I am. So,
Pat, you look like you want to jump in.
No, I would just, he was opening up my eyes to a different definition of love. You know what I'm saying? I agree totally with, when I was dealing with some females, they always want to get you to take a love language test and stuff like that.
Do you know what your love language is?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to get to. And acts of service was mine. That's my number one. So I definitely, and then I could have told you that before. I didn't have to take no test to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm big on what you do, show love. When people say I love you, it doesn't mean as much to me as it means to other people, I've noticed. And I just, I agree with what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? We say we love everybody, but I was just thinking, I was like, maybe the concept of love, we have an idea, the idea, we want to show that. I don't want to harm you. I don't want to harm anybody. I don't want to harm any being. But love, the verb, we want to do that towards a specific group of people.
Right. And I think they confuse the love with kindness. I don't mind being kind to my neighbors, you know what I mean? But I can't love my neighbors. You see what I'm saying? Because my love is, it's common for people to say, it begins in the home. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to clean up my home before I start loving my neighbors. You know what I'm saying? I got work to do at home before I go outside of it.
And if I'm understanding you, home is not just that place where you live. For you, home is
it's the community.
My community.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Man, what's good?
I think it helps because it's a new way of approaching the idea of love. Where I'm like, where it helps me out thinking about like a love tank. You heard that term before, where like you have only so much room, you can't just pour it out to everybody.
Right. Yeah.
That helps me. I always think of it like my Google inbox. Like I've got a limited amount.
Yeah.
All like that. So some of this got to go into some other folders that I might not look at. Man.
Right.
Yeah. So Bland, I'm gonna stick with you. So just thinking about from a media standpoint, and being one whom just from our previous conversations I know is big on people being educated and having the right messages. When people are now trying to, maybe for the first time, and that's cool, be a part of the conversation around solutions, looking at themselves and saying, what could I do to push forward, this that I care about? Where would you say, hey, here's the one-on-one version. Here's the cliff notes. Here's the primer. Here's where you need to start. To start forming yourself, educating yourself.
Yeah, it's going to be different depending on whether, to be honest, because I'm assuming we're talking a lot about the issues we are dealing with today, and a lot of them are coming down with race. And it's going to be a different conversation, honestly, whether you're black or white, if you're black versus anything else. I think at the end of the day, every person needs to start looking at their self in a honest way of the good things that they've been doing and checking their heart. Really, more of that, like checking their heart issues. Like, do they have things that are stopping them from taking action? Do they have things that's stopping them from demonstrating love in the way they need to be able to do it, and so on? You look at it internally, and just like how I forgot the gentleman's name. I was talking about how you have to start your home, and then moving on to the next phases. But you gotta start with yourself first. You gotta you gotta deal with yourself, and then start thinking about the community around you, and then you start thinking about sort of out there. So you got to spread it, but if you can't do it internally, you're not going to be able to solve any other problems or deal with any other issues.
I agree.
Not a question. I'm gonna take a quick swerve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a lot of sort of big, or maybe big's not the word. Flashy, showy, visual, sort of like with corporations.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna make every Tuesday Black History Tuesday. We're gonna rename this street BLM Boulevard.
Right.
And
Oh,
I see that stuff, and it makes me nervous. Is it just me?
No,
Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
We don't want to be Cinco de Mayo, where no one knows what Cinco de Mayo means, like what it's for.
We
but
just
everybody's
drinking.
running around with a hat and getting drunk.
Right.
Black people don't want to be Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-mm.
Right.
And that's
We
and
passed
so I
that.
will understand you feeling bothered. And I think that's the part where us as Black people, we have a high influence. We have the major influence when it comes to media.
Number one.
We can't just sit back, because it's a little different for other people where it's sort of like the result is now. We can do something about it to where we don't fall for the trap. And that's what we got to be careful about during this time.
It feels real trappy to me. It feels real.
It is.
Hey man, you had MLK's Boulevard. Now we gave you,
Malcolm
Yes.
X.
Avenue. We put a couple of black guys on the billboard. We got you a black police chief. Come on, man.
Coach, what are you about to say? I feel like you really want to say something.
I'm just saying that's a pacifying mentality.
Yeah.
You know, they just going, okay, the baby crying. Let me find a pacifier, put it in their mouth, and hopefully this solves. Hopefully it allows them to sleep through the night. They're trying to put us back to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how you said that. We're still hungry, and you want to put a pacifier in our mouth. Yeah, we may be stuck, but eventually we'll realize, wait, we're not getting anything from this.
No tangibles.
We're not getting anything from this pacifier. We're sucking on something
Air.
dry.
Yeah.
There's no substance to it. It's not going to help us out. It's not going to help us grow. It's just a bunch of air. And I think that's the big part of our conversation. We got to make sure as a community, we don't fall for it. Because what they're doing right now is they're scared. And if we don't fall for it, they're going to have to make some different actions because we do the actions needed on our end, despite of what they're doing. And so as a result, they're like, wait, I guess we got to actually change our policies. Oh, wait, I guess we actually need to stop the systematic racism. Because billboards, all that crap, we don't care about that. We don't care about the end of the day. We really don't.
I want to interject some stuff real quick. I want you to speak about what's happening right now as far as what we're talking about. You got about 3 minutes to put this in a perspective of your perspective that way we can understand.
In regards
Clock
to
management now. That's what you're doing.
I'm
Clock management.
So that's it. So you're speaking on in regards to what Russell was talking about, how these businesses are trying to promote, Black history and just little tokens, right? Little rewards.
Okay.
And they're doing these things to avoid any monetary loss. And when I say that, when we start to put together some type of amendment or some type of bill or whatever it is that we're going to put on the table, asking them to pay us what you owe us, like my boy Twan loved to say, pay us what you owe us in the form of reparations. This is what they're trying to avoid. So they're going to say, well, we did all this. We gave you these images. We gave you Black history. We gave you more Black leaders in our businesses. If you haven't been noticing, that they're starting to hire more black women in leadership roles, black men in leadership roles. Why is that? Because they're trying to avoid things. They're trying to avoid any type of backlash. But yet we still have businesses like Goodyear, which benefited from the rubber, that was coming from Africa. Yeah. When what else? There was Wachovia. Do y'all remember Wachovia the bank? What was it? Wachovia. Yeah. That became what did it become now? What is it now? Chase?
Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
What about Aetna? Aetna was an insurance company that was giving money to those who were losing slaves on the boats. They were giving them insurance money. So that's how you're seeing that the slaves were property. And they were giving out, but they haven't paid us what they owe us yet. You know what I mean? So I think that should be the next objective. I know it's going to be a little complex because we're going to be having to determine who is, foundational blacks or whatever, or maybe they just pay us all out, which they should, because they were very instrumental in the enslavement in every aspect. You know what I mean? So,
Russ, you have something to
I'm doing some quick math. Move on to somebody else.
Okay. So
try to see how much money
pay us what you owe us.
So pay us what you owe us. Promise Mangum, what's free? Part 5. What's happening right now is we have to go pay a couple of bills. Just a couple. Okay? So let me go ahead and give a couple of plugs. On not this Friday, but next Friday, ATM Bank Shot. We're coming back. It's a virtual basketball game. We're playing horse. I can't tell you how much money we're going to give out now because, hey, guess what? We have to talk about that. But we are doing some social distancing stuff. We're making sure that people are safe, but they have live sports. And you can participate in that. That is one thing that's happening. Also, on tomorrow, Papa Podcast. Got 2 other interviews happening. They're going to be awesome. Trust me. We're going to dig deep into some black small business owners and see how they're getting through this pandemic and how we are changing the game up a little bit. So, as soon as we get back, give us 1 second. We're going to reset, and we will be right back and continue this conversation. What's free? Part 5. How can your opinion not be optional? See y'all in a little bit.